Good morning. How are you? You all right? Thank you for your honesty there. Welcome back. It's really good to see you at this crack of dawn time. So thank you. Okay, so in case you don't know me, my name's Maura and I'm module leader on Final Project. First of all, you're all amazing. You came in today. But you're also all amazing because we've seen the calibre of your work. You may not have had your feedback yet from your assignments from semester one, but we've certainly looked at your work and shared it with each other, and we think it's brilliant. Really, really high standard. And the point about today is to make sure that you carry on achieving that right the way through semester two. Believe it or not, it's 15 weeks until you submit. It's quite sobering. And so really our job is to make sure that you're on track so you get that 2-1 of that first, because clearly, you know, it's not an easy thing to do and you've got to work really hard, but we're here to really make sure that you hit those milestones so you get there. So here we go. This is what we're doing today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Final Project, the fact that it's supervised and not taught, give you some tips on how to get the mark you want. I'm going to introduce our brilliant team of staff. There's 19 of us in total. Many of them are teaching today, so unfortunately they couldn't all be here. We're going to go through the essays, key dates, how you should spend your time. It's a 60 credit module. And then just a little bit about how important it is to work with each other. Okay, so here goes. So, who hasn't read the assignment brief? There was about 40 of you who hadn't. Don't worry, we're not judging. We're not judging. Well done. Well done. Hands up. Okay, so Final Project, you've got to make something in your chosen genre. You all, I guess, have chosen your genre and you all have a supervisor. You've got to make something, radio, TV or multimedia, drama, doc or studio. And that's worth 50% of the entire mark. You're going to submit a production folder, a really hefty production folder. There's some brilliant examples on Blackboard. You're going to attend 3 assessed feedback snapshots throughout the course of the 12-week module. And then you're going to submit 2 essays. One's a critical evaluation, where you assess your product, what you make, not tell the story of your experience. And you're going to write a theoretical essay. So that's what you've got in store, okay? And I'll leave some time for some questions at the end. Okay, supervised, not taught. What does that mean? I mean, basically, for the last 2.5 years, you've been here at university, and slowly but surely, the first semester, first year, we were very hands-on. And slowly but surely we've tried to pull back a little bit. And this is really where we let you take control. You own your learning. It's a real gear change. It's a bit like, I sort of liken it to a step up between a BA and an MA. It's like that step up to go out into the real world and take ownership of your learning. And our relationship with you is going to change now. I sort of thought about this, what's our relationship like? And we would liken it, obviously you know that we're all from industry, that our relationship with you is more like we're an executive producer rather than a teacher, in inverted commas. You know, we will be guided by what you put in, and we're giving you bespoke feedback on your project rather than teaching, 40 of you the same thing the way we did way back in research and pre-production. Was it called then? Was it called? Or content research and pre-production? So, it's a real gear change, and you have to adjust to that quite quickly. If you can adjust to it now, then you'll hit the ground running and you'll fly. But you can't wait to be told things. You have to. That's why I said, have you read the assignment brief? Have you read the books? It's about you making that first step, and then we respond to you. So just be aware of that. It's a really, really important thing. Okay, how to get a good mark. Here we go. Up until now, in your whole career at university, you've sort of had this relationship with us whereby you get feedback throughout the module, and then you get a big hit of feedback at the end of the module. Now, clearly, that big hit of feedback at the end of the module is sort of irrelevant because you'd have got your mark, you'd have gone out into the big wide world, you'll be working wherever. So the most important thing that you need to do now is really think about getting your feedback in these first 10 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks of the module. You want to be really using it to get that good mark, so that every time you meet with your supervisor, you write down what they say. Oh no. You write down what they say. You don't necessarily, you might not agree with it. And in some ways, I've had students who've said, no, I don't agree with that feedback. If I've given them advice, and if they've come back with something that I thought was a really good idea, I'll go, okay, that's fine, go for that then. So it's not that we're saying you have to do what we say, but you have to listen to what we say, because we have been there a million times, and we do know what it's like. And feedback can sound harsh, we know it can. We've all been in that process where a boss has come in and looked at a rough cut and it's felt like they've crucified you, but really you've got to sort of develop a bit of a thick skin, as I'm sure you all have done over the course of the last 2.5 years. Think about it, write it down and think about it, because something might not make sense immediately. You might have to go back to it the next day. And if you don't understand, talk to us. It has to be a dialogue. It's really important. So use feedback to get that higher mark that you want. Okay. So here we are. This is the team. Right, we have, I don't think we have our radio supervisors here today, but we have Trevor Dan and Jules McCarthy. Does anyone have Trevor Dan and Jules McCarthy in this class? Okay, do you know them? You do? Okay, excellent. They've both taught they've both worked on final project supervisors before, so they both know it very well. We're a really cohesive team, and so you're in very safe hands with both of those supervisors. They're all brilliant. The lovely Rick Michael, who sadly can't be here, is teaching today. Shouldering the radio drama cohort. Anyone doing radio drama? Okay, you've got Rick Michael. Right, here we go. TV Docs. TV Docs is a bit of a, let's say beast. That's not really a very complimentary word, is it? There's quite a lot of us on TV Docs. We have Sean and Chris Salt and Chris Mann, who are all new to the team, and we're very lucky to have Chris and Sean on the team. Good morning. They've all come from industry, and so any questions you have, they're the ones who have been working in industry the most recently. So welcome. Chris is here today, and Sean and Chris will be here with you at 11 o'clock. Louise wins the prize, as always, for the best photo. I have Envy for that photo, second followed by Lyndon. His is quite good in that red chair. I'm going to have to work on that next year. Okay, here we go. Radio studio supervisors. We've got Gary and Jimmy. Anyone doing radio studio here? Excellent. Okay, so you're going to be meeting Jimmy. You're going to meet Gary this morning, and then Jimmy on Wednesday. That's the plan. TV studio. We have Deborah and Moira, who I'm sure you all know is doing TV studio. Excellent. Too many. Get ready. Okay, TV drama. David and Robin have taught final project form. We're welcoming Anita, who's new. Very lucky to have Anita on board. So David and Robin are going to be supervising on a Tuesday, and Anita's supervising on a Wednesday morning. So that's when you guys are going to be meeting. But all of us will be meeting quite regularly to talk about your work and your projects in between those times. Multimedia, you've got Rick and me. So we're both doing multimedia. Some of you may decide to do a multimedia project, and that's fine. You just need to keep on telling us what you're doing within your specific genre. Okay, and finally, we have Ken. Does everyone know Ken? Excellent. So Ken's going to talk to you for a little while. Ken London's supervising the theory essay, and will be marking the theory essay. So that's really important. So Ken's going to talk to you for a while. Thank you, Ken.
Good morning. Can you just click onto... Okay, this is the essay question. Now, you will be seeing it again and again because I'm going to be doing a series of tutorials, also a big theory lecture in week 5. And I think one of the most interesting things about this question is it allows you to approach it in many, many ways. So I want you to play to your own strengths on this. You can answer this question by using the things that you know best. So I know some of you don't like theory questions or theory essays, but this should be fun, and I'm here all the time to help you go through it. So, I'll be running, starting Monday and Wednesday next week, I'll be running a series of group tutorials, which you're all welcome to come to, and I will help you go through the theory essay. And then we have the big theory lecture as well, and lunch in week 5. I think that's compulsory, isn't it?
Well, you'd be really foolish not to attend it.
Yeah, and it's a great lunch too. I remember last year's lunch was brilliant. And after that, once we have these group tutorials, I'm here for you all the time with this theory essay. So you don't have to do this on your own. You can contact me anytime, or you can come and see me in the staff room. don't do it on your own, just come and see me. So don't worry about it, because I'm here to help you through it. Okay? Oh yeah, and what you can do beforehand, if you're really eager, is have a look at the reading. Now all this reading that I've put up here is actually on Blackboard, and it's electronic resources as well, so you don't have to go searching through the library. You can actually read these online. So if you want to prep, just have a look at these books, because these will set you up for the theory essay. Okay? So good luck.
Okay, so here we go, we're storming through. Okay, yeah, so as I said, it's a 60 credit module. It took me ages to work out what that meant when I started teaching. Basically it means that it's full time. It's worth 3, imagine you did 3 modules in semester 1, well this is 3 modules combined in semester 2. And what's brilliant about this, I think, the final project is a few things. One, you get to take a fantastic piece of work out, you know, and that's your calling card when you go to apply for jobs. Look at my work. Kate Troy, who has been nominated for an RTS, who was at the 3rd year last year, made an amazing studio show called Subventurous.
Yeah.
And she's working at the BBC now. She's coming in week 2 to talk to you guys. In fact, Harry Whitehead, is Harry Whitehead here this morning? He's been nominated for an RTS as well. He's your which is brilliant. So anyway, so yeah, 30 to 40 hours, that's what we recommend. It's full time. It's tricky, we know how many of you work. Can I have a show of hands who works? You know, that's hard, you know, and I really feel for you. So you just got to be efficient with your time as much as you can. You know, there will be times when you can. I would work as if I were in your shoes. I'd work as much as I can at the beginning, and then you can maybe take your foot off the pedal. I shouldn't say that, later on. But what I'm saying is, don't leave it. You know, read those books that Ken mentioned now. So then you've got them. You've got the stuff in the bank, and then you can work around, you know, your working lives, because it is tough. But it's a 60 credit module, so expect to be on it full time. Okay, key dates. Now, if I were you again, I'd really scrutinise the handbook on Blackboard. There's tons of stuff in there. These handbooks can sometimes be a bit dense. And the assignment brief, which again can sometimes be quite hard to get your head around and understand, but you'll have to take a few goes at reading them. But these are the key dates that you need to be aware of. And these are, you know, I said with the theory essay, is it compulsory? Well, it is compulsory. Obviously, we can't make you come in here, but you know, you'd be very foolish to miss that theory essay, because it's going to be really important for you getting a good mark. But these are compulsory, these snapshots, because they're assessed. So you have to see your supervisor in these weeks to go through your project. And if you don't see the supervisor in those weeks, you won't get a mark. So that is compulsory. There's sort of difference because there's a mark associated with it. So here we go. You've got week 3 is your commissioning snapshot. That's when you come along with your idea and we give you the green light. Okay, so that's really important. And it's early. It's not long, is it? The week after next. That's quite terrifying. We have to do that because Easter falls quite early this year, so we've had to bring everything forward. But I think that's good for you. You know, week 3, it's good. It gets you focused. It gets you in the right mood for working. Week 7 is your development snapshot, and that's the week before Easter. So you come along and you tell us what are you doing. We have a look at scripts. We look at your. You probably haven't made anything yet, but we talk about how it's developing and how it's going. And then week 9, which is after. So you come back after Easter, and we have week. I think you come back in week 8. Do you come back?
8. It's the second week.
Okay, it's the second week after Easter. That's your rough cut snapshot. So you will show us and let us listen to a piece of content then, and we'll give you very detailed verbal feedback which you write down. This is all on Blackboard, it's all in the assignment brief, and we will be going through this in the next 4 weeks, but you need to make sure, is anyone going on holiday in those weeks? Oh, there we where are you going?
Portugal.
Portugal, oh right, okay, well, you need to you need to speak to your supervisor about that. No one else should go on holiday in those weeks, they're really important. Okay, here we go. So other dates that are important to you, week 2, we're bringing in ex-BATAR students because we think it's quite good for you to hear what they've got to say. So they're going to come in lunchtime of week 2, 12 till 1. Someone's going to come in every day. And I'll put a note on Blackboard. Do you want me to tell you briefly who's coming? Do you want me to tell you what day so you can keep it clear? I haven't put it up here, but I can tell you. We've got TV Docs is Monday 12 till 1. Radio Drama is also Monday 12 till 1. Radio Doc is Tuesday 12 till 1. Drama, TV Drama and Drama Multimedia is Wednesday 12 till 1. TV Studio is Thursday 12 till 1, this is week 2, and then we haven't got Radio Studio yet, but we will have. But I'll put this on Blackboard, don't worry about that. But week 2, we're getting them coming in, and they're going to be able to, you can ask questions without us there, and they can give you some tips on preparing for the snapshot, and also just any big tips about how you can sail through this, you know, brilliantly. As Ken rightly said, week 5 is the big theory lecture, and that's really important. And also in week 5 we're putting on some skills training for you. We've organised things like grading, workflow, camera and lighting, extra skills workshops just to get you up to speed. That's in week 5. So if you can't take any time off work, week 5 and 6 is a good time to try and, you know, lessen your hours. Week 6 is the critical evaluation essay. Has anyone read the critical evaluation title? Anyone have a look at it yet? Does that mean no? Leslie, Gary and I will be giving that lecture in week 6, and we'll be giving you tips on how to make sure that you do a good job in that. With critical evaluations, a lot of the time we find students talk about their experience rather than actually look at their work critically, and that's really important. We make sure that you know exactly what you've got to do so that you can hit the assessment criteria. Also in week 6 we're bringing in industry experts to give you some extra industry tips to make sure that your content that you're making is appropriate for your demographic, because again that's really important to the final project. Okay, having said it's supervised, which it is, the first 4 weeks of the semester are quite rigid. You're going to be meeting your supervisor at that slot that you have, that 2-hour block that you have. Week 1, this week is just the introduction and finding out your ideas. Week 2 we're going to deconstruct a piece of work from the genre that you've chosen and give you sort of a masterclass in it, making you recognise the certain things that are in there that maybe you can bring to your work. And we're also going to be going through, there's quite a lot of paperwork on the final project. We have something called an ethics form, which you need to get your head around. Week 3 is your first snapshot, as I said, and week 4 we're going to go through the assessment criteria so we don't bombard you with too much stuff, and also we're going to workshop your ideas. And then from week 5 onwards, you're going to meet your supervisor as and when you need to. You can communicate with your supervisor anywhere you want via email, but you do have a Blackboard journal, which we don't mark, but it's quite a good way to communicate with your supervisor, to show us what you're doing. It's quite good for you as well, because you can, sometimes you think, have I done any work? And if you look at your journal, you see you've done loads, or not. Okay, so massive good luck. I will send you emails on announcements on Blackboard. So when you see my name, that means it's about Final Project generally, unless it's about third year stuff. It'll probably be about Final Project. If you can read them, it would really help. I know sometimes if I get emails, I just don't look, not from you, obviously, but like, you know, from, I don't know, press offices. I might not necessarily click on it straight away. Read your emails from, because things will come up. Something, you know, if something comes up and I need to contact you. I will send out a weekly announcement to just give you questions. What we don't want is, with 168 of you and 19 of us, did I say 19 of us? We want there to be a very clear line of communication. So if you email your lecturer with a question you're not sure about, what your lecturer may say, what your supervisor might say is, I'll get back to you on that. And then I put out an announcement to all of you. So that means there's very clear communication, there's no Chinese whispers, because that's what we don't want. We don't want you to feel like you're getting a different message. So I'll put out a weekly announcement with the frequently asked questions, just so you make sure you're happy and you know what you're doing. Any questions? Does that mean you're all really happy? Is it? Okay, well, email me if you have any questions, tracy@salford.ac.uk. And massive, massive good luck, and thank you for coming in.